Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of how to drive in Japan video, and I am Sky Zhao. So today I'm going to go over pretty much the basic how to get a rental car in Japan. I'm going to also compare some prices for you guys and actually show you on screen and how easy to book everything for your Japan trip. But before I dive into here, I just want to say, because a lot of us are going to these tracks in Japan, we're going to these garages in Japan, and however, just like in any country, the tracks is not in the center of attractions. If you are a normal tourist, you want to go into the temple, you want to go to the shopping areas, and for sure there are a lot of public transport that will get you there pretty quickly. Either it's by train, by bus, or not too far you can use taxi even. However, taxi is very expensive in Japan, so I do recommend people getting public transport like train, and get a train pass so you can actually make it worthwhile while you're over there, and it's quite affordable. But because we have special feelings of motorsport and we want to be in there drifting and check out these crazy workshops, and usually these places are out of town in the middle of nowhere, and it's just not easy to get with any form of public transport. So involve a rental car is probably the easiest bet. However, so depends where you're from, the driving orientation can be different. So over in New Zealand, that's where I'm from, we drive on the same side of the road like in Japan. So our cars are right-hand drive, and we drive on the left-hand side of the road. If you're from the States or somewhere that you drive on the right-hand side of the road, you will find that quite different sometimes. But if you follow the cars and stuff like that, it's quite straightforward to drive in Japan. And I have to mention, driving in Japan is actually pretty easy in terms of the other drivers and the how polite everybody is, and driving wise, it's make it super simple. I don't feel any difference driving here compared to driving in Japan, except they have better roads and motorways everywhere. You can get everywhere pretty quickly. And so if you are already looking at the option to get a rental car, so I definitely recommend it. And doesn't matter which side you drive the road, same just like me when I go to the States, I drive a left-hand drive, of course, and get a rental car and drive on the other side of the road, and I get used to that pretty quickly. After like 10 minutes, half an hour, and I'm really used to it. I don't have any problem with it all. So okay, so let me just show you the screen right here. So far I have opened a couple of websites that you can actually book the car before you arrive in Japan. So when you fly into the airport, you actually can pretty much just pick it up your car from the airport, same as any other countries you have been. It's only the language barrier that's I think put a lot of people off. That's why they haven't really tried to get a rental car. They think it could be communication issues, it could be the driving with the signs, it could be hard, and with the GPS as well. So I'm going to touch on those very shortly as well. But before all that, I'm just going to show you guys a few companies that does rental cars, and I'm sure that there's a lot of more companies does that too. So first one I opened is Times Car Rental, which is right here. It's very big company, and they have like outlet wherever. And I've been using this company a lot, and I found the English support is pretty good, English GPS. Another one I opened is Nissan Rent-A-Car, which is from Nissan itself, and this is Toyota. So they have these rental car services, which is also very, very handy. But so today I'm gonna just put in some information over there and show you guys what's the booking process like, and then you can also check out some prices, and you can decide which company you want to go for. So first of all, let me just jump back. So just let me jump back over here, and it's the same with any other booking website, I have to say. You will just choose the location you want to pick up. So far we select the airport name. You can select shops and this and that. So just let's pretend you're flying into Tokyo and you want to go down to, so there's another airport that if you flying to. However, usually for us, we are flying to Narita Airport, which is down here. So you see they have Terminal 1, Terminal 2, but just select Narita Airport, that will do. Over here is all automatically already ticked. return to the same location. So yep, if in this case we'll just leave it here. Sometimes you can choose a different shop, you can return it. The companies will charge a one-way fee, so they charge a little bit extra. So if you are planning to have other trips later on by public transport, you can just return your car where it's convenient and just pay that one-way fee. So let's just do a dummy thing here. So we'll choose April the 2nd and we will return the 3rd. Okay, this is like a one-day rental, and we do continue. So we currently on Times Car Rental, so we are picking up from Narita, and we'll just have a look what options they're giving us. So they have all these cars coming out in which we can pretty much take all of them, so we can get a rough price and show you guys what it's like. Okay, so just go continue. So the reason I quite like the Times Car Rental website, because it has all the information and pricing right there once you take it off. So start from these Kei Cars. Okay, so this is the K0 class. As the Kei car in Japan is a very small car, very tiny car. The engines are all 660 cc's, so very economical. It doesn't have a lot of power. However, like doing on the motorway and stuff like that is perfectly fine. And I have rented this quite a few times, especially during my early days going to Ebisu, and that was perfectly fine. You can find the price a lot cheaper compared to the others. And then if you want the small hatchback, they start from 7,560 yen, and that's something equivalent to this like Daimyo. And then you can have the sedans over here, and then you can choose it right to this W6 class, which is the 10-seater hiace. We usually hire this a lot. This is very, very expensive car, like 23,000 just for one day. Yeah, just for one day. However, like you guys coming in to get the rental car, you have to get an international driver license. So when you actually come into the rental place, they will photocopy that. So you have to have an international driver license. However, I'm not sure if they actually list it over here or not. Let's just see it. So to get the 10-seater, you actually need a special license. So in wherever you're coming from, please check if you can drive a 10-seater car with your driver license for W6 vehicles. So in my own country, in New Zealand, yes, I can drive this car just using class 1. However, so if you're having like just a passenger license, and when you change to your international driver license, it doesn't cover this part. So to hire this in Japan, you have to have like a passenger endorsement, so which I have to get later on to be able to get this one. So I do have a passenger endorsement, and I have also a heavier truck license. So later on, I pretty much just got a passenger endorsement just be able to get this car. So anyway, so let's jump back over here, and I'll show you guys a couple of others. So this is Toyota, so let me just select the same. So we want to select Narita. We were on Narita, right? Narita, and we want to choose 2nd of April, and we're going to check out on the 3rd of April. And whatever times, we'll just choose 11 o'clock, which is same as before, 11 o'clock. We're going to return to the pickup shop. That sounds great. And we're going to select a class. So let's just do the standard class. There's hybrid, compact, standard, full size. Okay, so we'll make a reservation. At the same time, I will also just select over here. This is Nissan Car Rental, so I'm just gonna scroll down here to Narita Airport, and I'm gonna select the date, select shop. Okay, so we'll just choose general here. We're gonna be 2nd of April over here. Same, we're gonna select 11 o'clock and return at 11 o'clock. So that's gonna give us the exactly same time. We're gonna return to the same location. Okay. So see this, I'm not sure if you can so I can't multi-select the categories, like it would be good to just show me the whole cost of all the cars, and I can choose whichever cars I want. So which is same as this one here. So I can select everything, and quickly when I click continue, I can decide, okay, this is only like 1,000 more than that, and they're gonna give me a lot of power. So I'm gonna choose the daimyo. So let's jump back over here again. So this is a, I would say this is probably a Kei car, and that, and this is probably just a compact car, just a normal compact car. These are like minis. So these will be your Kei cars, and that's around 7,000 to 7,700 yen per day. And if we jump over here, I think this is hybrid compact. So this is a Kei car. That's 6,500 yen. So this is actually considerably cheaper compared to Nissan 7,700. So over here, there's a timeless car rental, just around a similar mark of Toyota. And let's jump on a little bit. So this one here, so you go into the small compact size, which is the same price, actually pretty good. I think times car rental is around that 7,500 mark. And over here is around the same, pretty much around the 7,000 mark. So Toyota actually has pretty good price over here. Let's check out, this is like a standard cars, is around 9,000. This is your sedan, in this case it's a wagon. Can we scroll down? So we can't scroll down this one, right? If we just go a standard, it should give us some prices. So the good thing about this, that shows us straight away. So this one says it has 9,000 for a four-door sedan, and on Toyota is 9,000, which is quite similar. And check over here. So this one is 8,700. So also depends on the time that you're booking in. The price can vary, I have to say. And all these things are quite similar, right? Seems like this website has the basic guideline at least. So this one is sold out, and if you guys wanna like SUV, and they doubles like this, like 140 US or something like that. And sometimes this car is really good. Like this Mazda Primacy. Actually, it's a 7-seater. So if you have like 5 people, I think up to 5 people going to Ebisu, this car will be a good car. The reason because that is when you drive, obviously in Japan, you have to carry all your luggages traveling around, and because you guys are traveling overseas, usually we bring a decent sized luggage thing, and everybody has their own. If you have 5 people, you gotta think the space to store 5 big luggages, and usually in the car it takes a lot of room. So this car, yes, it is a 7-seater, however that you can't sit 7 people and fit 7 people's luggage. So I think it's sitting 5 people and putting the back row down, and then be able to fit all your luggages, and it's perfectly fine. And it's better than the sedan, of course. It's a bit more room. When in the sedan, you just have like 5 seats, perfectly fine, but the boot is very hard to fit. I don't think it will fit 4 luggages, reasonable sized luggages. And then once you're going up to these more 7, 8 seaters, you can see the price go up quite a lot. And I have to say, this one right here, 7-seater, is probably one of the best value if you're coming with your friends to Ebisu and Drift. So if we go to change the class, we might be able to see something similar, and we can compare the price. Okay, so over here, if we want a minivan, so 19,000. These obviously like a lot better cars, and Alpha, Noah. These SUVs. I'm not sure how many people can sit in here. I think probably only maximum 5 anyway. Check it over here. So if we choose a minivan, let's see how much the minivan cost over here in Nissan. 19,000, 25 for Elgrand. Yeah, these are just getting way too expensive, right? So if you want a full-size minivan, I would say maybe go for these, but these are quite expensive. You might as well, if you have a lot of people, you just go for the van. But however, you do need a special license to rental that. So this is in the sweet spot. It's slightly more expensive than these sedans. And so you see this wagon here is actually more expensive. So this one here is only like 120, 130 US. So this is probably like my best pick for for the car of the trip if you have like 3, 4, 5 people and going on the trip together, and you can share that cost. So coming back to the topic that, like with the language barriers, what I found with these companies in general, they're quite good for the English, and they will have somebody speaking English over there. If they're Japanese staff and speak a little bit, sometimes they hire international employees, and especially at Times Car Rental, because we rental so much in Japan, and majority we hire from Times Car Rental, and we have a card, and I think it's up to 20% we can get it off the normal list price. So we just stick to the Times Car Rental, and every time we fly into Narita Airport, we'll pick it up from the local branch over there. And I had a few friends working there too. So there's a nice American girl who works at Times Car Rental. Obviously, she speaks perfect English. And there's a Malaysian guy as well, and he's quite helpful. He can speak Chinese, English, and Japanese, and all that. And as well as the Japanese staff can speak some English as well. So definitely don't put off by that, and at least the ordering system is all English, so you can get it done pretty quickly. And they have a counter inside the airport, and you just basically, after you arrive, check into their counter, and they can show you where to get the car, and they're actually gonna get you to fill in the form. So pretty simple. Apart from that, if you driving in Japan, highly recommend you to use the GPS system in Japan, because the road is very, very crazy compared to New Zealand, of course, and it has a lot of small roads, and the GPS in Japan is amazing. It works 100%, and they definitely can put English menu in there, so they just, in the settings, all you need to ask is, can you please change that to English? And majority of the time they have already done that for you, and maybe sometimes they had local guys who hired a car and then they haven't put it back, and you just simply ask, oh, can you put it back to English menu? So they will give you a quick tour around GPS. So in general, it's up to you. You can compare the price of all these companies, and they are all have branches everywhere that you potentially would want to return. And I think it's really convenient, that add value to your trip, to Ebisu or to wherever you want to go and check out some automotive experiences. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learn something from it, and get on that trip planning and make your own trip to Japan very shortly. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe our channel just by clicking the button down below and press the bell. You get notifications of our new videos coming out. And also please give us a thumb up if you like it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.